Welcome back to the Football Exponential podcast. I'm Chika and I'm joined by Frank.
Hi, Chika. Welcome back to another episode of the show. And how we doing?
We're doing fine. We are quickly. Let's start quickly. Um, let's start with Tottenham and Manchester.
Okay.
Hello,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't see
yeah.
you.
Okay.
I can't see
Oh,
you.
no. Yeah,
Okay,
just
let's talk about Tottenham and Manchester City. With Tottenham beating Manchester City 4-0 yesterday at the Etihad. What do you have to say about Tottenham and City?
it was a very interesting game to watch. I feel right now this with Tottenham. I feel let's not talk about City too much because it was probably one of the performance of the season so far from any team where you
Uh,
go
you
away to
you can talk about City. I'll talk about Tottenham. You can talk about City. I'll talk about Tottenham. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, yeah, no, but just back to Tottenham's performance. It was a fantastic performance, one of the best performances you've seen this season. But like we thought with Man City, it's still there are a lot of questions around this team, and I feel this has probably been the worst. Um, this has probably been Pep Guardiola's worst period as a Man City coach, and I feel you can see the players he has on the team. Guys like Rodri, sorry, obviously Rodri is injured, but guys like Foden and Miss Foden is not really hitting his mark. Bernardo Silva is not really getting the products or the performances we expect from him. De Bruyne is still finding his way back to fitness. Gundogan hasn't been the player that we all expected to be one of the best signings of the season. He's been flat out poor so far. Haaland has been hit or miss, but I just feel overall structural as a team they're just so far off it that it's getting a bit worrying for them. And I feel it's not something that can change within a matter of weeks or from game to game. I feel it's just they need to break this team down and go again. I feel this season might be too far for them to come back because what the defending I saw on Saturday, that was championship level defending. That was relegation battle defending. Players missing passes, not tracking their runners, lack of intensity, lack of ideas. Just it was bad. I thought if you close your eyes a bit hard, you probably think that was Erik Ten Hag on the Manchester City bench with the way Man City defended yesterday. So it's worrying signs for them. But with Tottenham, I think I'll let you talk about Tottenham. But I think Tottenham that's probably been the best Tottenham performance in the Premier League in years. It was a complete performance. So, what did you think?
Um. Well, with Tottenham, I have key points. This if you are watching us and you like what we are doing, please smash the button and then follow us and then comment. And don't forget to hit the like button. So back to Tottenham. With Tottenham, I will talk more about Tottenham than City because I felt this is their five straight defeats or Pep Guardiola's fifth straight defeat, and it's the first time it's happening in his career. So we've spoken a lot about Manchester City. I think watching City mathematically they are still in the title race, but I don't think they are going to. They're out because if I watch them,
Yeah.
even if I don't think they are
Well,
going to win every game from
not
henceforth. Yeah,
not out,
so
but it's
so I don't think what I'm seeing with this team, they are out. And it's not a surprise because the recruitment has been very, very bad. Let's go to
yeah.
Tottenham. First of all, if you watch that game, you'll realize that it wasn't that Tottenham were good, but City didn't take their chances. Also, they left spaces behind. If you watch the first minutes, Haaland missed like two chances which he would have buried. If it was 1-0 first to City, it would have been a totally different game. All I'm trying to say is that now Tottenham, they worked so hard. Madison in particular worked so hard, and I expect it to keep. But with the Tottenham that I watched yesterday, it reminds me about Chelsea because Tottenham and Chelsea are the two teams I think in the Premier League today that can score so many goals any day, anytime. They score a lot of goals.
Yeah.
They will score you, and they depend so much on outscoring you rather than not defending. Another team that scores a lot of goals, but they are struggling right now is Wolves. Wolves score a lot of goals, but also it's defensive. But in terms of they're the ones down. Now, I'll have 4 key points. Kukulevsky playing in attack, wide area, the right side of attack. I think that's the best thing for Spurs. I don't think he's good enough for a team that wants to win titles. I don't really think he's that good.
Yeah.
But Johnson is not also good. So they have 2 backup players in the same position. So all I'm thinking is I'm starting one of them. I'm not starting 2 of them. I don't know why he moved Kukulevsky or whatever to the midfield. I don't like that. I
No,
have Sa,
no,
I
no.
have Bissouma.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
no, but I feel like you move. It's the I feel this solution was just for this game specifically, where in the bigger games you play with more protection in front of the defense, Basuma and Sa, and you in a way give Madison and Kulisevsky license to attack
Yeah, yeah,
attack
yeah.
the position. But I feel in and this is probably Tottenham's biggest problem this season has been when they've had this sort of performances with Madison and Kulisevsky. I feel Kulisevsky has been their best player this season by
Yeah,
mile.
yeah.
He's been our most consistent player this season as well. But I feel
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have that pace to play week in, week out on the wings. And he doesn't have that, he doesn't create separation from his from defending players when he's on the wings. I feel he's a lot better in the middle of the park. But that lies the problem. What do you do with Madison? Do you play with whenever they play with Madison and Kulisevsky, they've been very open on the counter attack, and he's reverted to dropping Madison on the bench in recent games and going with Kulisevsky with the 2 guys behind him for extra protection. And it's something we'll see. So, but we're talking about a lot of dynamics you can see. You can move. You can move into the center forward position. You can play with 2 strikers and 2 number 10s and 2 holding midfielders as well in a 4-2-2-2 shape like that. But I feel, and also it's also important to note they were missing 2 of their starting centre backs yesterday, Romero and Mickey Van der Ven,
I think they
and
are better off without one of them.
they are better.
Romero, I've never been a fan of Romero. Like,
Yeah, Nidava is a very, like I said like a few months ago, is a very emotional defender. He's that kind of defender that goes from it goes from highs to lows quite quickly, especially in quickly during games. And I felt yesterday, Dragusin and Davis were very. They kept it simple. That's the best I'll say. They kept it very simple. I like Papa Metasa was another fantastic player yesterday. They control the aggression in the midfield, the physicality. They basically beat up City in the midfield, and it's quite worrying when I saw when the team sheets came out and I saw Rico Lewis and Gundogan in midfield. That was when the alarm bell started ringing in my head. Like this is not that midfield partnership will struggle in the championship. That midfield partnership will struggle in any league in the world. That is
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's there's no legs, no physicality, no intensity, and you see what you end up seeing is a lot of careless play, sloppy play from one player was specifically he was terrible on the days. Brazilian winger Sevinho. He
Yeah,
was I won't be surprised if I won't be surprised if we don't see him for the next few weeks. That was as bad as you could get from an attacking perspective and defensive
yeah,
perspective. But again, I feel like you said, Erling Haaland had a couple chances in the first early in the first half to score to get the first goal. If you get that first goal, that changes the game. But we know this the nature of the Premier League is if you don't take your chances, you get punished. And
yeah, yeah,
yesterday
yeah. And if you
they got
check 12
severely.
goals in the last 4 games at the Etihad, that means Tottenham know how to score them or how to play them. That's
Yeah,
Then the last one is Madison is key for this sports team. I don't care how
easy.
bad he plays. He is.
No,
He
easy.
is. He is. He is. This is why. This is why every day Spurs play a very decent game. This is it. Madison is so talented that his highs or the climax or the prime of his display any day is so good that you can
Yeah,
call him world class.
yeah, I agree.
Kukusevski can't give you that kind of game. There's nobody in that team. Only Son can give you that kind of game. So if he continues to play like he plays yesterday, the sky is their limit. But I don't think so. I doubt he's 28 right now. I doubt.
No, but I agree with the point. I feel like Madison has the tools, he has the talent to be a world class player. But with Madison, it's something we've seen for the entirety of his Premier League career, where he can be fantastic one week, then he can have another disappearing act the next week. So
And it gives you lots of good
it's
numbers.
yeah, he gives you good numbers. He's a very good player. Like in
You have
terms
to
of the
watch him to
finishing,
realize sometimes when he has a bad game. If you look at the
his
stats,
finish.
the stats are good.
No, I know, but
He gives you
I
like
just
10
feel
goals every season. He can give you like 10 goals. I doubt he can give you 10, 12 goals. His assists, his goals and assists every season to me will be up to 12, 15 goals. Assist
yeah,
and
but I feel
so I'm saying you have to watch him to realize he has some bad games, not just stats.
but I feel so far this season he's had more. I'll say he's had more inconsistent games than bad games.
Yeah, yeah, this is the
He's
year,
very
yes, you're right.
and with the with Tottenham's big Achilles heel is they always give you they give away chances on the counter attack. Their defense is not really the best, so it's I don't know how you restructure it where you can get more security and get Madison and Kulusevski in the same team at the same time, where you still have captain Son as well, who's not he's lost a bit of pace, so he's not really that effective as an out and out winger these days. So you still need a bit more pace. And I feel I've been saying for a while. I just think the obvious answer is just for Tottenham to change the whole team structure and to change the structure of the team where you use your fullbacks more as the width in that team instead of them coming into the middle of the pitch as inverted fullbacks. You use them as attacking fullbacks. You have Busuma and Sa in the team, and you pick in the attack. You pick between Solanke, Madison, Kulusevski, and Son. You have those three players rotating between positions because that's with amongst those players you have a lot of goals. Madison, Son, Solanke, and creativity as well. But what they lack is they lack a bit of pace in attack. They lack a lot of pace. They're
Mm.
not really the fastest. Well, I feel. But now the challenge for Tottenham the challenge for Tottenham would be how do you can this performance be replicated week in week
I
out now?
don't think
Where
so. I've seen that over the
so
years, but not under
and so
Angie. They say last season under Angie, they didn't win any top
no
six. They didn't win any top
no I
six
know
game.
and so far they've gone to Manchester twice. They beat United 3-0 a few weeks ago, beat City 4-0. So that's quite impressive. But the problem is when you then play a newly promoted team, Ipswich Town, and give them their first win in 20 years at home. That's not good enough. You play Crystal Palace, you lose away to Crystal Palace. That's not good enough. You have other you draw out you first game of the season, you draw away to Leicester City, who've recently sacked their manager. That's not good enough. So you have to get that if Tottenham can get that consistency in terms of not just performances and results, because I feel most times they don't play bad week in week out, but they give away too many chances and they concede too many goals where they end up chasing games and it's just a waste of everybody's time at the end of the day. But I feel like Ange has is I'm not quite sure where a lot of Tottenham fans stand with Ange. Are they happy with him? Do they feel the team is going in the right
Where
direction?
should they like him?
Yeah, I know, but I think results like yesterday will get a lot of people on side. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
but the question will be you're going to December now, December, January. This is where this is the part of this is where everybody when the table takes shape. Those who are challenging for title, they separate themselves. Those are in relegation battle, they're all in that mix. And those who are middle table fighting for Europa League and Conference League positions, they already know where they are. But I feel Tottenham have enough tools to challenge for top four position.
They are 3 points off top four. Okay, let's go to the next one. Arsenal, they beat Nottingham Forest, who drew at Chelsea and also beat Liverpool. I think it was at Anfield. Arsenal
Yeah.
dismantled them 3-0. And then Martin Odegaard had a very good game. 90% pass accuracy, 6 chances created, 12 final third passes. This season he has recorded 2 assists, and then he had a very good game. And it's no surprise that they've gotten recorded 4 points in the last two games. Meanwhile, when he was injured, they lost some games. So, do you think he's irreplaceable or he's indispensable to Arsenal, Odegaard? What do you think? I know Saka is their
Um,
number one player, but do you think the fans, because do you think they struggled before
I
because he
think
wasn't in the team?
well, they obviously struggled when he was out with injuries recently, but I just also feel when Odegaard is missing, the next guy off the bench is not really he's not really that effective in terms of creativity, control for the team. So you miss a lot when Odegaard is not playing. And with Odegaard, he improves the whole team, not just from an attacking perspective, but sorry, but in terms of the overall structure, the coordination of the team, the pressing as a unit. You see him always is in a way like is in a way this old cliche. He's the coach on the pitch, where you see him always pointing at his teammates, encouraging, directing players to be in the right positions, encouraging the press. Most times leading the press himself. I feel he's a very accomplished, creative player that can play on both sides of the pitch, where you see him is he's very rugged as well in defensive phases, winning his duels, winning interceptions, pressing with intensity. I feel he's up there one of the best, if not the best playmakers in Premier League right now. I know Kevin De Bruyne has been MIA for the last couple of seasons now, so I
Yeah.
feel Odegaard is right there, and it's no coincidence that he starts that game and he provides an assist. That's two assists for him in his last two starts for Saka Martinelli before the international break. And I feel Arsenal are definitely a better team with him in there, and the attack clicks more or they create more chances with him in there. And it was also interesting to see it was a they made a few rotations yesterday. Gabriel Jesus getting a restart. He didn't do much. Um, Jorginho was quite good yesterday, I felt, and it's just that. But I feel other than Odegaard, they're still trying to find that right balance in that midfield where you've seen Declan Rice has not had a good season so far. I don't know if he's playing with
Mhm.
an injury or there's a bit of fatigue from last season at the Euros, but he's not had a good season. So they're still finding configurations to get the best out of that midfield tray and the right balance. But I feel it was a convincing performance from Arsenal yesterday. Good results, and it sets them up, especially with City dropping points. It sets them up for a title challenge going forward.
Their fourth in the table. Their fourth in the table are 9 points of Liverpool, but that's a lot though. But
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But with Arsenal, you look at it, you know what? Liverpool still have tough games. Liverpool have tough games as well. You still have to play Liverpool as well. Liverpool play Man City next weekend. If the important thing for Arsenal is, like I said last time, is to ensure 9 points doesn't become 12 quickly.
yeah,
So you have to make sure you're always you turn up week in week out. You're keeping it at 9, and just whenever, because Liverpool, you never know what happens in the Premier League. Liverpool could drop points. They nearly drop points today as well. So just make sure you are firing on all cylinders and you are in it, because I feel like in the title race you're always in the title race until you're not in it. So just make sure you're keeping close contact with the leaders, Liverpool.
okay. Let's move over to Manchester United. Today they played 1-1 draw with Ipswich, and then the new coach Ruben Amorim, he used a 3-4-2-1 formation with Fernandez and Garnacho behind Rashford, and then Mazuari and Ahmad as wingers or wing backs, and then Delete, Evans, and Dallo as the centre backs.
Oh,
I think
no,
that's the formation. Yeah.
no, I think it was Mazzari as centre back and Dalot at left wing back.
Okay, the midfield. Okay, and I
Yeah.
think that is what He's going to try to do henceforth. Like the personnel might change, but I think the system or the formation is going to remain the same. So I'll be asking
Yeah.
you, who do you think is going to benefit? Not who played today. Who are the two players that you think are going to benefit from this system if he continues to use it? And who are two players you think that might spell the end of their United career or careers?
So okay, so two players that might benefit from this system. I feel Mazraoui will definitely be a good. We'll see a lot of Mazraoui in this system. Onana, and that's about it. The rest I don't know. It's in terms of like because it's on paper, it's the logic is you have Bruno Fernandes closer to goal, but with today's showing and the interpretation of his performance in that position, it wasn't encouraging. Garnacho is Garnacho has to go and learn how to be a wing back. I don't know what to tell him. He's not in if because I think like so the message of Amorim has been, this is my style, this is my system. I'm going to
I'm,
stick
I'm
with
not
it.
so worried about Ganacho the way you are, though.
I
And
am because
this is what I can't this is why I've never criticized him and I can't criticize him. I understand he's not the best player in the world. Like there's certain things about him that are fundamentally wrong. I use the word fundamental, not wrong, but fundamental, and I don't think he can get over it. But I think he's
for them
like his Scott. I think he's like
yeah,
his
yeah,
Scott
yeah, true.
McTominay because he gives you his all and his numbers are good. So even if he
Yeah,
doesn't
but
play for Manchester United today, he will have so many clubs he will play for, and he will be a good
yeah,
player in the league. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to
yes,
say?
yeah,
His
yeah,
effort is something
yeah.
I admire, and then he knows how to score some very difficult goals. So I think he will be all right, even if he's not a success in Manchester United or something like that. So there are some
No, I
that
know,
are
but I
so
know.
flawed that I worry about them. Like you understand what
Oh,
I'm saying? Like, not
oh,
for him.
yeah. That there are a few players that I look at just like. But the problem they have, the problem or the situation where they have in this coach and this formation is the 3-4-3 with wing backs and two central midfielders and two number 10s is a very specific formation that um e- requires certain experts in those positions. So if you're playing with wing backs, you need not every full back or not every right or left back can become a good right wing back or left wing back. You need it's a specialist formation. If you don't have the right players in those positions, it ultimately won't work. And we saw it. I know it's tough. I know.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best, most interesting position to play football. I remember Cuadrado, the one who played for Juventus. I
Yeah,
remember Marcos Alonso. Those full wing
yeah.
um
Fullbacks, wing backs
wing
that
back, yeah, because they contribute a
yeah,
lot in goals. They can play, make, and all those things. It's
yeah.
interesting.
Look, because I feel like with most teams that use that system, you have to get the right type of centre backs with the right personality to play those. Because it's not just you have to be aggressive playing the. I saw Evans struggled a lot trying to press out from his position going into midfield. He was getting spun a lot in transition, caught out in transitions. You need wingers that have pace, have that intensity, physically strong, that can run up the pitch back and forth for 90 minutes. And
But
you also, I feel most
if you take
important,
out Casemiro, if you take out Casemiro and Ericsson and then put Meno and Ugarte, I think it's an upgrade.
it's an upgrade. And again, I go back to like I said about Man City's midfield pairing with Casemiro and Ericsson. It's I doubt we'll see it again under Amorim, because not only they don't have the physicality, they don't have the intensity, they don't have the legs to cover that position on the pitch. And with Garnacho, my problem with Garnacho is I just feel technically he's not a very good player technically. And when you're in the position where you're playing that close in the center of the pitch where you're between centre backs and between central midfielders, you need to be secure enough to receive the ball, turn, keep the ball, take care of the ball. Because what you don't want is when you're attacking, the ball goes forward and the ball keeps coming back. And that's the problem United have had for a long time. And the best technical player on the ball is Ahmad, because he secures the ball, makes the right choices when he has it, finds his teammates, he knows when to release, when to pass, he understands how to control the game and build attacks. But with
Mhm.
Fernandez, Garnacho, it's all they all favor a more counter-attacking approach than a more possession style approach, in my
Well,
opinion. So it's
I feel one player that I feel if I'm him and I watch today's game, or I'm his agent, I'm telling you have a chance in this team. And I know you will disagree with me, it's Mason Mount.
no,
Because this is why. If he's playing this system, if you pair Mason Mount, if you take out Garnacho and play Mason Mount in the position he played Garnacho today, together with Bruno Fernandes, what do we know about Mason Mount? He presses, he works hard, he works his tail off. Mason Mount is an attacking player that if you check out his defensive records, look at the interception, the tackles, he goes into everything. And he
yeah,
also, the final thought, he knows how to get goals. He doesn't really create. Look, Mason Mount was scoring when he was in Chelsea in his first season. He had a very good numbers. Yeah.
okay,
I don't really class the reason, don't get me wrong. I understand he struggled in second season in Chelsea, but why I can't really judge that second season, he had a lot of injuries, which he had till today. So I'm looking at him like Harris James. I'm telling myself, if this guy is fit for one full year, let me see what he can do again. I'm not a big fan of his because apart from his goals and work, he doesn't have any specialist position. But Manchester United are the ones that bought him. The problem I have with those sort of players is this is the problem I have. If you're an attacking player and you cannot play as a number nine, you cannot play on the wing, and you're attacking, you better have crazy creativity like Fernandez. Because if you don't have it, then you have to play deep. But he can't play deep because he can't receive the ball with his back to post. He wants to play with his front. And he can't hold the ball for long. So that becomes a problem for me. So who are you? You want to just play behind the striker. That's a luxury position. You understand what I'm trying to say? You can
mhm.
do that for small clubs. You can do that for small clubs, but for big clubs, you have to contribute something better than that. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I'll just touching on Mason Mount real quick. I just feel you said a lot of things in terms of his Chelsea career, but it's also important to note that was the best or the best version of Mason Mount. The last time we saw him was almost 3 years ago or
Yeah.
3 seasons ago. So
Yeah.
that is a long time, and I'm not quite sure. We're not sure how. First of all, is it fit enough to not only start games but start games and play with that same intensity that you mentioned? Because, like you said, what he brings to the table, he brings a lot of hard running, pressing, he covers a lot of ground. Intensity is a very honest worker he works for the team, but you can't achieve those you can't achieve those that kind of performances if you're not fit enough to play. If you understand what I'm saying, so it's fit. So his fitness is a big question mark. But I just feel like in
If
terms of
if
there'll be a lot of
if there's any player in that United side that I trust, if I'm setting them up in a 3-4-2 formation, and I trust to have to change positions with Meno because Meno can be offensive, he can be defensive. I can tell Mason Mount when Meno steps forward, you can step behind and partner Ogate in the center. I'm just saying that I never thought about
yeah,
this. When I saw the formation
yeah.
on paper, I feel this guy can do something with the players he has. You don't
But
feel the same with me. You
I
don't
also
feel the
feel
same. They've made wrong signings, but I don't believe that squad is really as bad as you think. I
no
just
no
believe it's a
no
culture
no
change.
no
I think it's a
no.
culture
It's bad.
change
No. Check out. It's bad.
with the
It's
fact.
bad. There are a lot of players there because I feel in the Premier League you have to have there are a lot of players that are not that either they don't have the physicality to play in the league, and those that have the physicality they don't have the technical level to succeed in this league. And when you have this group of players, we're talking about a United attacking player. What about that summer signing, your guy McDonald's?
Zex, Zexy. Well, I've not really
We've
watched
not
it.
mentioned
I
him.
wasn't impressed. I
So
wasn't impressed the
so
little I watched. Because the problem I have, if I'm his agent or if I'm him, I'm not happy with what I saw today. Because is Hoyland injured?
Hoyland came off the bench. Did
So
he come
they,
off the
they
bench? No.
so
Yeah. He did.
So hold on,
He started Rashford.
the both of them are fit, and Rashford is still preferred as a number nine. So
No,
that tells me that
no, no, but also, let's, because like, I think, like, just like on Rashford, it's also good. Like, he got the early goal, but I think after the goal, he didn't offer much other than the goal he scored. And I feel it's something where it's one of those situations where you have an international break. A lot of players are away with their countries, and you have the whole week to work Rashford. So you know what? I will start Rashford because I've seen him for majority of the week. And the other two guys who are away from international break, they don't start because they're still new. But in terms of, I feel in the short term there'll be a lot of players will be tried in different roles to see whether they can fit. And I feel I won't be surprised if he actually plays two strikers at some point. Say he plays a Rashford and Rasmus Højlund with a Bruno Fernandes instead of a Bruno and another person and one striker. He might go with two strikers just to get a feel of the players, just give everybody opportunities because it's it's a tough one. But I feel in terms of the long term plan, United they need a big clout
But
in
did
for
you
start.
notice that today man, the Ipswich manager is a very good manager. I noticed something.
No,
Today,
no,
Manchester
it's a
United,
very good coach.
today Manchester United and Ipswich were trying to play from the back. The two, the Leeds really struggled. I had big issues with him. I don't know how he played for Ajax. I'm still, but I don't think he's that bad. This is why he keeps going to
I
wrong
think it
teams.
is.
This is hold on. I get
No,
you.
no,
This
no,
is
no,
wrong.
no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no. I
No.
disagree. I disagree. I think I disagree. You can't
So
say he's going to wrong team. I
no,
disagree.
no,
He's going.
hold on. Let me finish.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
saying I'm not
Explain.
saying he's world class or he's good enough. He has what it takes to play in the Premier League and be a success in the league. Does he have what
Okay.
it takes to play for the likes of Manchester United, Juventus, Bayern Munich? I don't think so. Because I watched him
So,
today,
so where's
Juventus.
his level? So, where's his level?
His level is
If it's not,
sixth, seventh, eighth. That's because he needs a side that sits deep. He doesn't because number one, he was scared of receiving the ball. He's not good on the ball. When you apply pressure to him, he can lose the
he's
ball.
okay. He's okay.
He's
He's
also
okay.
but in terms of defending, he's big, he's huge. So that is an asset. Aerially, that is an asset. So what I'm
But he's
trying
not
to say
mobile.
is that he said, huh?
He's not mobile. He's not a very
No,
mobile
he's not
centre back.
mobile. But the likes of Samana Lies, for example, we had players Bruno and Gotti. I know they were more physical. You've had David Moyes,
Oh,
those sort of players, and achieve
I get it.
success.
I get it. I get it. So you're saying he's an Everton or Brentford level centre back.
Yeah, centre back. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying yeah he can be a success in Premier League, but
At
let me.
at Everton. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh, okay. But
But
let me finish. So he didn't want to receive the ball. But what I saw with Ipswich, what they were doing, and it was so successful, is that the defenders were getting the ball. Twanzebe and the other guys, the centre back, they get the ball. They don't move the ball to the two defensive midfielders. They just move it from defense straight to the attackers. Or the attackers get the ball and they move. And what did I learn today? If you watch Southampton, the two things Southampton do today very, very well, and I never thought about that. And that's when I realized you can rattle Liverpool. Southampton moved with the ball one on one. They just have the ball. They were not doing short passes today. No. Somebody dribbling just runs our defense. And Liverpool were so easy to pass through. Maybe it's because of the international break. They didn't have the legs. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of
yeah.
what two things Southampton did very successful is they were playing long ball from the back, like Trent does, where you distribute the ball from here to here. They weren't playing short passes. That's one. And the second one is that the likes of Diblin, so many of their players, even on Nacho, they get the ball. The transition was quick.
Yeah.
Ipswich tried it today also with United. But the second one, instead of playing long, they just passed very short passing to what's the former Chelsea boy. He was so instrumental to what he did today. Omari Hutchinson. He
Uh,
comes to the center of the field, he gets the
yeah.
ball and he moves. And that was very, very successful. So
You know,
United
but
couldn't
also
do that.
no, but it's also like it's also because in terms of what you explained, is which time trying to do today is you rely heavily on the quality of your attacking players to receive the ball, bring it under control, and start your attacks from there. Like Hutchinson was fantastic today. The striker, the lap was that was he just didn't get the goal, but that was an amazing centre forward display
And that's why I was
against
so angry with Chelsea for selling him.
Hutchinson. No, that
I
was
will
a
never
quick.
have sold it. You know why? You know why? This. Hold on.
That's
This is what I will
was
never
like
do. Hold on. Let me tell you. This
quick
is
flip.
business. I no, I can understand. This is what I will do. When I have such players that excel in the championship, or such players that excel somewhere, I will never sell. Why won't I
Okay,
sell? because if it doesn't work out for them, they sold him 22 million. If it was a
Yeah.
flop in the Premier League, they would have still sold him for like 18, 17 million. The loss wouldn't be all that much. But if it was a
No, I
success,
know.
you understand what I'm saying? Except they needed that money that season. Except you need the
Yeah,
guy
I know.
next season to settle the boost. Because if he excels, they sold him 22. We watch what he's playing today. By the end of this season, he could have been what? If you sent him alone, he could have been worth 32 million. Understand what I'm trying to say? So if I
Yeah,
can
I
send
get it.
him
I get.
alone and watch him, except
I
I need
know.
the money that season to settle the books, I will sell. But if I don't, I'll send him alone and try. Because if he doesn't do well, I won't take much hit. It's going to be like
I
six,
know.
7 million hits.
Yeah, I know. But the problem you will most like, especially Chelsea have they've they found in the last couple of years is when you loan players to Premier League clubs, for example, and they get there, sometimes they don't always play enough games because they fall behind the pecking order
Yeah.
to players that actually are owned by that club. So we've seen with Santos and the Santos last season. We're seeing with Romeo, Leslie Gochuku at Southampton, where they've gone there, but we have this asset on loan, but we also have this asset we've invested in. We have to make those assets work first. And with Hutchinson, it could be a situation where you loan him again back again to Ipswich Town, but they spent a lot of money this summer. So those players you have to basically justify those signings and satisfy those players before you take care of Hutchinson's needs. But if you sign that player on loan, you're invested. Because for me, I always feel it's not about Chelsea, it's about the player. And it's no good Chelsea keeping on to this player and he's not really getting games. See Kani Chukwemeka, for example, where he's at Chelsea, he has not made the Chelsea squad this season. He only plays he plays Instagram minutes in the conference leagues. And I just feel the important thing is just he had a good year last year. There were a lot of offers for him in the Premier League and in European football as well. You picked the one that was best for him, the one that had the right financial package for the club. You let him go. I don't know if there are any incentives in the contract in terms of buyback clauses or percentage in fees, but I feel those things might be there. But I just feel everybody can go. You have Chelsea have too many players that you have to feed right now. Where not even just that need to play, but players that need to go out on loan, and you just can't find the right loans for them. Like Amando Broya is a perfect example of how you can go from being fantastic on loan and your career just
Is he
disappears.
injured now?
And yeah, he's back at training at Everton. So he hasn't had any impact anywhere in the last 2 years at
Chelsea will be
Chelsea
very,
or
very lucky if
Fulham.
Chelsea will be so lucky if they see a championship team ready to take him.
No, so exactly. So it's just
His
I feel
situation
like
is so bad that his situation is so bad right now that even let's say Dutch league or Belgian league will be a risk to take him because he doesn't even stay fit.
yeah.
So,
So
do you have any shout out for anybody this week before we end it
oh
for?
yeah. Oh yeah. I have one, and I know it's there are a lot of players that will get a lot of limelight this week. Madison, Kulusevski, Salah. But I feel for me, my player of the week this weekend was Wolverhampton's Joao, no, Matheus Cunha. He
Cunha. I'm
was
signing him in
the
my fantasy. I'm signing him in my
yeah,
fantasy.
no, he like
I'm selling Haaland. I'm signing him, and maybe I'm getting a miss row. I don't know
like
the second player I'm
if
getting
you
out. I'm
if
signing
you
him.
if it's like I know like he had an amazing weekend in terms of the fantasy and FPL, but the game he's so
I think
instrumental
this is
to
his
what
best season ever.
yeah
He's never
he's
delivered.
getting
I knew him from Hertha Berlin,
yeah
to Atletico Madrid. He's never. You could see the eye test. I remember back because I used to follow Hertha Berlin. They had Solomon
yeah
Kalou that season. Yeah, I was so he didn't
exactly
deliver. Then they sold him to Atletico. He did it. So I think he's been so good watching him, but he hasn't been putting the number. But I think he's
yeah
getting the
yeah, he's getting but like if you see the first the goals Wolves scored, the first three goals they scored, his first goal was the pass, the touch, the touch, the finish, amazing. His second goal, another amazing goal, and he's now scoring on a regular basis, creating goals as well. he'll be the difference between Wolves staying up or going down this year. I just want to give him a shout out. But I also want to give a shout out to another player for not positive reasons, and it's Man City Skywalker. I think it's time to go and he needs to go and be, he needs to go and become a family man. It's not this this thing he's doing at Man City is not that's not it. He needs to
No,
he
but
needs to go.
it still has a lot in him.
Yeah,
But not in the Premiership. I don't think he
to
can.
the
No, no, no.
yeah, to the
But
disadvantage of Man
because
City.
the speed in the
Eh,
Premiership is way.
no,
This is it. You can ask me. This is it. You can ask me. Is he the same? Look at Ashley Young is still playing, and I think Ashley Young is a Premier League player. Comparing the two, Ashley Young is way older than him. But if you look at Ashley Young's game, even when he was I remember watching him in Watford. He had so much speed.
as
Then
a
Villa,
as a
Ashley Young.
winger, because as a winger,
Yes,
he's
but
gone
he
from player.
changed his game. But the way he has molded his game, you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't think Cal has done that. And it would have been better off for them to have let him go to Bayern Munich back,
I think
like, it was here a year
it's
ago.
yeah, it was last year. So,
Except his mentoring young players, I'm not signing him.
well,
I'm really
no,
because if he
I
doesn't give
think
you that offensive attributes or defensively, he doesn't give you anything. So why are you signing him? But he
yeah.
can play maybe in other slow league. I don't know, maybe Italy, I
No,
don't know what, maybe Spanish league or something like that. I think he can still do something slow
I
league.
know, but also like, but the problem Kyle Walker has always had is I know a lot of people have this opinion that he's a very good defender. For England, he's a safer choice at right back than Trent Alexander-Arnold. But I just feel, well, I felt Kyle Walker he's not necessarily a good defender, but he's a defender that has a lot of pace that always bails him out of bad defensive situations. I don't think he reads the game well enough for a right back because you see the best Aspilicueta, Ivanovic, Ashley Coles, where they always know how to make that difference in terms of how they cover that space, not necessarily relying on that pace, but it's the understanding of the game they had of tackling, interception. They don't. Ashley Cole never relies on pace, neither did Aspilicueta as well. So now that he's losing that pace, you can see him being exposed as a flawed defender he's always been. But who do you have? Do you have any shout outs for any player or managers this
Well,
weekend?
that should be all from me today. Till next
Oh,
week.
okay, cool.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
talk. Okay,
Thanks for everybody. If you like what we just did, just smash the like button, follow, subscribe. Thanks a lot, Frank. See you
oh,
again.
okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye. Bye.